Welcome back to the channel, Stuart from ZSE Toys and Play, and today we're going to be reviewing the parking structure from SIKU. There we go. Okay, so here we have model number 5505, and it's the parking structure from SIKU in the sikuworld range. So as you can see, there is a couple of things here. It is fairly big, so the dimensions on top of the box are 53 centimeters by 70 meters long, so it is a fairly big structure. It does fit in really well and nicely with the sikuworld road tiles. That's just one thing to make out straight away. On the front here, you can overlap it and connect it onto the tiles. That's one thing which is really good. So in terms of its construction, it's made up of all these pillars. If you want to see this being built, you can see it on the channel in the sikuworld playlist, which I do have on the channel. It is a silent build, so I don't actually have a review with my words and my thoughts on there. So if you just want to watch it being constructed, head over to that video now and you can see that there. So in terms of this model, it's made up of three universal size plates, which you can use across any of the other range of stuff. If you from SIKU, that you may want to, if you want to just use the plates for something else flattened out, that is something you can do as well with this, because it's quite a universal system. It's made up of these pillars, which you would get on the drawbridge as well. So that's one of the things that is universal to the model, to the system as well. So from the start here, you've got these entrance sections here for them to drive in, and then you can either drive them up the ramps, which are on both sides here, or you can use the lift, which is on the back here there too. The plates themselves have these parking spaces. You do get included in this model a Porsche Carrera soft top, which is of a really good quality. It's it's the same sort of quality you would get from the SIKU Super range models anyway in terms of weight. Everything you see there, which is yellow, is die-cast metal, and then both the lights on the front and rear are plastic, which is a good thing to have, and then you've got rubber wheels as well. So that's one of the good things about this model, is that sometimes with the vehicles included with some of the sets, you just get plastic wheels and plastic tires, whereas this one you do get rubber tires as well. So in terms of this model, the playability of the ramps, we'll just send this down here. And then as you can see, it uses both. One of the things that I would say, which is a little bit frustrating, as you saw there, that it tends to knock on this barrier. So it won't shoot off. So maybe that's a good or a bad thing if you're using this set alone. But if you're using it as part of a wider set, if you look on our Instagram channel, Instagram page, you will see that I set this up as part of a larger roads as well, so you can just have a little look at how I integrated it into the stuff I have. So in terms of pros and cons for the model, in terms of the pro, this build system is a lot stronger than the old push fit system that is there. You can pick this up to a certain extent all in one go, and it stay all in place, where with the older system, if you was to pick it up and to put any pressure on it, it would all fall to pieces. So that's just one of the good things about this newer arrangement. You do get quite a lot of volume with this set for the money, so that's just one thing to be aware of. And parking structures as well, with lots of parking spaces for lots of vehicles. In terms of its scale, it does scale really well. So I have a 1:50 school bus here. This is being reviewed with the bus stop as well, so that maybe want to just check that out on the channel as well. So in terms of the scale of all this sikuworld stuff, the road is all sort of geared towards the 1:50 scale, whereas the sikuworld sort of roughly Hot Wheels size 1/64 scale is not really scaled to that. But having said that, these models are broad. The models for the parking spaces are broadly in scale compared to the parking spaces for the 1:50 scale. In terms of do these ramps work with this scale of the truck, I'm not so sure. I'm not going to try it on this one because I just think it's just going to fall off, because this is quite heavily weighted. but it's just one thing to be aware of. I do not think that these would travel really well as a 1/6 in a 1/50 scale. So these ramps are definitely made more for the 1/2, the 1/64 scale vehicles. So that's just one thing to be aware of. So in terms of pros and cons of the model, one of the pros, I think, as I said before, there's a lot of volume to this. The one major con I think with this whole set is the fact that the lift. So the lift is quite hard to use in terms of its consistency. So you've got to wind it up and down. You wind it up. There's a string in there which is then on this sort of which is on this wind up system. That's all connected to this logo here from the SIKU world, and it does drop down fairly quite. It's not consistent in how it goes up is the sort of best way to explain it. In terms of there's also these grooves in the actual shaft. You can see this line here, and if those don't line up particularly well, then it does get stuck consistently. So at the moment I've put the vehicle in there. We'll wind it up to the next level, and then it starts getting stuck here. If they are not in the grooves perfectly, and it does rely on everything being completely lined up. So that's just one thing to be aware of, and it can become a source of frustration. Our son has been playing with this, and it can get quite frustrating. So that's just one of the, I think, pretty big cons of this set, is that this lift system, if it's not lined up entirely correctly or gets knocked, then you do, as you can see there, then you do get stuck, and it does get stuck. But once it's all lined up and you get it all perfectly, it does work. But when you've got small hands, things get knocked, things get pushed around. It can become a source of frustration. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please comment down below on the model, and I will be happy to help. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. Thank you.